Yo, what is good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned. Today we got another JJK Phantom Parade video that's clearly not in full screen, oh my gosh. But today we're going to be going over some more Curse Suite battle teams that we could be working on right now before it comes out, because as I'm recording this video, the half anniversary is officially 17 days away, but by the time you are watching this video, it'll be 15 days away. So we are extremely close, like literally half a month. Or I mean, what does this month have 31 days in it? We're like less than half a month away then? Yes, we're like less than half a month away. No, April only has 30 days, I think. So we're half a month away from the half anniversary, or no, yes, we're half a month away from the half anniversary. Nobody cares about the semantics of time. Time doesn't exist. But we are halfway of a month away from the half anniversary, and that means that Curse Suite Battle is going to be here very soon. And guys, you are going to want to be able to farm Curse Suite Battle, Curse Spirit Suite Battle. Spirit, I always forget Spirit in there. You're going to want to be able to farm Curse Spirit Suite Battle as much as you possibly can to go ahead and get your characters SP buffs as much as possible. I guess I'm going to have to go over the tier list and kind of go over characters that you would want to work on, get their SP buffs up, you know, prioritizing them, because some characters are going to drop with a fully realized SP system, and then other characters are going to drop like kind of like a partial SP system where their skills don't really get boosted, but their stats get boosted still. So, and they might even unlock an extra pass or something like that. But even still, guys, we need to be as prepared as possible. And this video is going to put all 4 of the teams together in one video here, just because the last time I did videos like these, I made individual videos for each individual like stage, and I kind of had like I don't want to say an epiphany, but like I just kind of like, or rather, I've always known and realized something in the background, which is that Domain Expansion Gojo can be used in all of these stages because he's the game's best debuffer, or best support, I'm sorry, and he's gonna get the job done regardless, and he can't even really get hit anyway. So I feel that you're probably going to be using him in all of the stages nonetheless. But yes, now that I've had that kind of like change of heart, I've realized, like, you know, maybe I'm not going to do a full mono team on every single one of the stages, but I definitely will be using Gojo with the majority of units that are supposed to be of that color. So we'll just start from the red team and then just kind of like work our way through and just talk about it from there. Yeah. Now the mono red team is probably the only team in this list that I have. And guys, I'm going to do a separate video. This is why I'm going over all the teams in one video right now. I'm going to do separate videos just talking about general red characters that you should be working on in your account if you do have them, just because we're at a point where so many banners have come out and so many people have just summoned for whatever characters that they have. So I just kind of want to touch all bases and talk about every character in a certain color that you could be working on that could get you some use in the future somehow, some way, shape, or form. But keep in mind that every single one of these characters that do not have an SP upgrade just yet are still waiting for an SP upgrade. So some of these characters are still going to get improved even greater than they are right now, because a lot of characters got balance adjustments recently in the global version, but some are going to be getting even better. But for my red team, it's practically stayed like exactly the same. Yaga, Nanami, Domain Expansion Gojo whenever he comes. The only reason why I have Young Gojo right here is because if I don't put anybody right here and I remove it, it literally drops Yuta down 1 in the team, and I just don't like how that looks because Yuta literally is going to be in the back right here. So I just kind of leave Gojo in the mix. I'm super OCD about it. It is what it is. You can hate. I don't give a shit. But yes, my team is literally just going to be these 2. So I believe that your team composition should typically be composed of like at least 2 buffers or supporters in some way, shape, or form. Whether they're 2 buffers, whether it's 2 debuffers, whether it's a buffer and a debuffer or whatever, and then 2 DPSs. One to do the main damage, and then if they die or something like that, you know, then another one to still be doing secondary damage in the background who can still finish things up. And then, you know, your backline can be whatever you think you need. So like say you were using a team with like Ready Numaki or something like that. Ready Numaki is an excellent and exceptional support, but he does work his own health away very quickly using his buff skill and also using his stun skill. So, you know, he could die and then you might have to have somebody drop from the back, and instead of being staggered and having 3 DPSs and 1 buffer, you know, maybe you want another buffer in the back to drop in and then keep giving constant buffs to both of your DPSs who are doing exceptionally well. But yes, my Curse Spirit Suite Battle team, we remember this time, my Curse Spirit Suite Battle team is probably going to still be looking like this, like 100%. The only things that I would change are probably like I feel like Red Nobar is an option now for you. Who else? Toji also could be an option for you. I just personally don't have Toji, so and again I'll go over that in more like a team, just characters in a certain color you should be working on in general. But this is basically my team right here. If you are missing Nanami, you could probably throw in Inamaki. You could probably throw in, there's no replacement for, actually there is a replacement for Domain Expansion Gojo, I guess. I don't have her, but Red Mai apparently is like a slower version, a slower burn version of Domain Expansion Gojo. And yeah, she does a pretty good job with her debuffs as well, and her debuffs are pretty versatile as well. I will give her that, I will admit that. But Nobara would be an exceptional DPS after her update on the SP system. But guys, again, these are just kind of like recommendations and everything of characters that could be good for Curse Sweep Battle, because I do want to go ahead and just pull this back up right here. It's not like I was leading you astray. Like if you look at all the information that they compiled for us before the Shibuya incident stuff and all that started, you will see here that people are actually using mono teams, like believe it or not. And I even thought, okay, yellow team, oh, you know what I just realized? I can't use this Gojo on my yellow team if I'm using Domain Expansion Gojo. So see, there are still a few little nuances that I got to think about here and there. Do I have another green DPS that is good enough that I can remove this Gojo? I'm not sure, but I know for certain there's another DPS I can remove this Gojo out for and put him with Sukuna and still use the Domain Expansion Gojo on the blue team. But yeah, you can see for the most part, people are still using mono teams here, so don't be led astray. You can still use mono teams. They can still get you really good benefits, but I do feel like Domain Expansion Gojo is going to be able to work for you. Now, the one little caveat of summoning for zone Yuji, which I am not going to be doing unless they provide tickets for that, or provide a way for me to keep collecting tickets for that and summoning. But if you do not have zone Yuji, you're probably using Gojo, and you could use like Nanami or something like that. You know what? I'll test it out. It's gonna be my duty as a content creator, as the Sweatman, Deadman Vince, the Flexman Vince, to literally go through and use a bunch of different teams on these game modes and just see, you know, what teams work against the Curse Sweep battles. So guys, I will do my due diligence and look through all those teams and everything for you to see if you do need hidden inventory Gojo, or maybe, you know, we can work it out with yellow Nanami and still use incomplete domain Megumi and use like Yaga with Domain Expansion Gojo right there. That sounds like a pretty powerful comp to me if you ask me. But let's go back over to my game and actually look at some more teams here. So next up I have the blue team here, and the blue team, who was it? It was Sukuna, it was Gojo, and then it was Momo. So Momo absolutely hands down stays. I am planning to summon for Geto after the half anniversary, so that is why I have this Geto kind of like in his place right here. I definitely do plan to get that character, like whatever it takes, because he got really good after his buff, and honestly, I regretted not getting him before his buff. I thought that he was just an attacker, or no, he is an attacker. I thought he was a debuffer, but he was an attacker, and his damage is actually really solid. And Geto characters typically work in a way where if they are not, if they have extra curse energy, the extra curse energy converts into like extra damage. So very, very good in that regard. And yeah, like I said, he's really good after his adjustments as well. And he hasn't even gotten an SP system buff. It was just the basic adjustment he got. So who knows how he will look after he gets his crazy like little SP buff. You guys could also use like Blue Inamaki or something here like that. I do not have Blue Inamaki, but even still, I know people have all different types of characters. Like, there's no way that every player in the game didn't summon for some of these characters, even though they shouldn't have. And there's also no way in the game that at least one person didn't summon one of these characters on their free ticket multi or something like that. So people do have these characters. I'm not gonna recommend Blue Miwa, by the way. I have no experience with Blue Miwa, and also she's like a defender character, but I think that her defense capabilities are maybe not the greatest. So we're just gonna like breeze over that one. Obviously, I'm not using rare Yuji here. We are gonna be using Sukuna right here, but Sukuna and Yuji can't be on the same team, so I'm kind of just using him to hold Sukuna's place because there's no other Sukuna in the game. Then Blue Gojo is still here, yes, but honestly, I'm thinking, right, what I do is replace Blue Gojo with Blue Geto. If I can run into Blue Inamaki, that'd be great. But if I don't run into Blue Inamaki, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. I can't really do anything about not having a character, right? I can't just go and, I mean, if they have a guaranteed banner or something like that and I can pay for it, then like, yeah, I could do something of that nature. But during the half anniversary, I feel like they had a banner where it was like you could pay to do summons on it, but it wasn't like a you select the character at the end. I think it was like a pool of characters you had a chance of getting. So we still had to work out all of the semantics of my blue team here. Actually, no, we don't. I could use blue Ghetto, and this went against my rule a little bit of using 2 buffers and then 2 DPSs. But I'll be honest with you, Sukuna's damage is crazy because it's DOT, and DOT is a debuff. Caveat, little caveat, DOT is a debuff in some way, shape, or capacity because it is not direct damage. It is damage that happens over time through means of extra effects on characters during their turn. Debuff. Come on now, think about it. So we'll probably use Sukuna, right? Then we'll probably use Jogo, because with Jogo and Sukuna's DOT side by side, there is no doubt in my mind that you are not absolutely scrimmaging. I don't even know what word I was looking for. Scatter blasting is what I usually say, but I was diminishing was what I was thinking. I don't know. There's no way you're not scrubbing. There we go. There's no way you're not absolutely scrubbing the enemy off the map with DOT from Jogo and Sukuna at the same time. Jogo's DOT is not that crazy, but with his SP buff, he did just get a little bit crazier. Like all the percentages are up a little bit, and I have a very good feeling about it. So I think that the double DOT comp might have some validity to it, and obviously if you need to, you can throw in Blue Gojo. At the end of the day, he is one of the characters that we were getting. He was the character you should have gotten at the start of the game because he made the start of the game piss easy. And yes, even though he leaves in 7 turns, he can still get some decent damage out in those 7 turns if you work your cards right. But also, Blue Gojo has to get an SP buff at some time, chat. That is all I'm gonna say. And bro, if we get anything in Gojo's passive that says Gojo stays for like 1 extra turn or something like that, I'm sorry, that's a big W. Yeah, y'all might not think that 1 extra turn is a major W, but that shit is a major W. Because there've been so many times with Gojo that I've used him and I couldn't get that last ultimate off because he just got his ultimate again on the 7th turn. That 1 extra turn, I think, will actually be a world of difference for Gojo. And then combos in the back because Blue feels so limited. Like, even though we have Sukuna, yes, Blue still feels very limited. What are some of the best characters in Blue? Geto, Sukuna, Momo, right? I'm not even going to say Gojo because Gojo does fall off a bit and Sukuna definitely takes his place. Jogo did kind of jump up to that tier, but he's not on Sukuna tier. So it's like, I feel like Momo is Sukuna tier for like support, and I feel Geto is probably like what Gojo used to be, except for he doesn't leave it all, so he's much better than what Gojo is supposed to be, right? So it's just like, I don't really feel like we have too many crazy like mind-numbing fucking characters for Blue. Like, you look at Red, bro, I can just list, okay, Red Mai, Domain Expansion Gojo, Yuta, Toji, fucking Red Inumaki, fucking, everybody glazes Red Panda or some shit. I don't even see what you see in that shit. But even still, people are gonna glaze Red Panda, SR Yaga, SR Nanami, Red Inumaki. Did I just list off 9 fucking characters and all of them weren't even SSRs, but they're all still incredible? Okay, Green is also very limited too. I will be honest, Green is very, very limited, but I'd say that Green and Blue are probably equal for like limit because Green and Blue are both so limited because the bulk of their damage, or not anymore for Blue. Blue is limited for a different reason now. Green is limited because the bulk of their damage is still Gojo, but this Gojo leaves as soon as he does his ultimate. If that Gojo got an SP buff and it said doesn't leave when using ultimate, that would be crazy because having that Gojo stay for all 7 turns and being able to pop multiple ultimates would be crazy. But it's just like, you can see that these teams are limited in crazy ways because they have very good, very crazy characters, but the characters just disappear halfway through the fight, and then you're just kind of sitting there like trying to figure out how to cover up the scraps for what else is left. Yellow is perfectly fine. Zone Yuji, Domain Megumi, Hidden Inventory Gojo, Kaito, the rare character, Kaito, the SSR character, fucking Shoko, the new Shoko is crazy. And there's one more character that I'm missing here. Yellow Nanami? You could use Yellow Nabara if you really had to, but like, we haven't seen her SP, or she's definitely gotten her SP buff already. I don't know that she's that much better, but even still, like, you can see I have options to list off for these other teams. Blue and Green are really like slacking. That's why I assume the new Inumaki that's coming is probably gonna be Blue, because they're probably, or Green, they're probably gonna chill off of Blue for a little while, because you gotta think they just got the best DPS in the game, Sukuna. They just got a new Maki, who's actually a pretty solid DPS as well. I feel like she probably solidly like replaces Gojo, not as an AoE, you know, DPS, but like as a good secondary secondary DPS to Sukuna, right? And she stays the entire fucking time. Just saying, guys. And also, Geto is still good, and we still don't have an adjustment for him. Jogo just got an adjustment. Like, I feel like blue is, while they're almost as bad as green, they're not as bad. But speaking of green, let's go ahead and jump over and look at what we got. So guys, I did get lucky in my Megumi summons, and on the first summon for him, I got him, in the first summon I got Red Nobara and a page. I can't remember what the page was, but it was off the free tickets, and then I bought 10 more tickets, and with those 10 tickets came a few cubes, right? The tickets have cubes with them. Yes. I barely buy those packs, that's why I can't remember. But I bought the 10 more tickets, and I summoned one more time for Megumi, and I literally got 2 pages in Megumi summon, and then I got Megumi as well, right? So I have Megumi, and I was using Green Geto as a debuffer at first, but you can see here, my composition still stands. I have Momo, and then I have Green Megumi here, and then we have our 2 DPSs in Yuji and Gojo. Everybody was talking about Yuji like he already got much better from his basic like buff, but I know his SP buff makes really fucking crazy. And whenever we get zone Yuji added into the game, and then they give everybody zone, let's see, does he have a zone? Yes, he already has zone. Okay, cool. So he already has zone. So that's excellent. Now that he's already has zone and he has his adjustments and everything, then I could see him being good because he already has zone, right? At first I thought we were waiting for the anniversary or the half anniversary to get zone as a thing in the game, but it looks like they just wanted zone to be a general thing in the game altogether. But I still unironically have this Momo right here. Her skills are a lot higher level than I realized, but I feel like it's because I had to use her to stun a certain boss in a psychotic, like, little fucking comp that I think I watched a YJ Max video for. I think I still remember ranting on them fucking runs like, yo, this man is crazy. Why are you using RNG from this ultimate, and the chance to stun is so ass? But nonetheless, we got the job done, and I have her buff skill level 10 because I still do unironically use her on a mono green team, and she still gets the job done. Like I said, Geto used to be right here, but now we're gonna go ahead and just go full throttle into Megumi here, work on him. I read over his kit briefly, and I honestly loved what I saw. I was at work and I was looking at it on my phone, so instead of it being like you can flip through the pages of all the effects, like, okay, level 1 through 10, it kind of shows you everything listed stacked on top of each other. You got to scroll all the way through all of them, so I got a little tiresome reading it, so I didn't really look at every single detail bit by bit. But I know that he is an excellent character that does excellent work. He can summon divine dogs, offload damage to divine dogs, and when the divine dogs are out, they do extra effects for him on his skills. So very exceptional character. Yuji becomes so much better of a DPS whenever he gets the SP buffs. It's ridiculous, but he already has his balance buffs and he already has zone, so he's already actually pretty good now. Then, like I said, Hollow Purple Gojo is going to be the bulk of like what you're nuking with, so he'll probably still have to be on my team for the Curse Spirit Sweep Battle, and then Mahito I always have in the back line, because typically when Mahito comes out, you've already done the bulk of the damage you need to, and you're kind of just trying to scrape away that last little bit of health, and Mahito is perfect for that because he always does damage that is dealt based off of the health of the enemy. But also in Curse Sweep Battle, Mahito is going to be type advantage in the run that I'm doing, so he will actually do a decent amount of damage. Not with the HP thing. The HP thing is always going to do the same amount of damage, but doing the range damage right here, based off of Curse Technique, that should hit relatively well, especially with my Mahito at level 8 domain expansion, all level 8 skills, and I even gave him the Phantom Seal, and he's awakening too, so he's going to start off with Merc Cursed Energy as well, which, guys, I just want to reiterate to you, starting off with 10 extra Cursed Energies does not seem like a lot, but it gives you so much extra wiggle room. With a character like Sukuna, that is like one less turn that you have to wait to charge up his energy to do like a really crazy attack with his skill 3, because his skill 3 gets stronger the more Cursed Energy you can dump into it. And honestly, now the same thing for Red Nobara as well. So 2 dupes at least is what you want in these characters. Most of the time, that's how you want it to go. Then, guys, oh, and I'm not even going over like really the pages right now, but I could give you a quick run through of the pages I would use on all these characters after I finish looking at all the teams and everything. Last team we're going to be looking at is the yellow team, and guys, I have no doubt in my mind that this will probably be the team that I end up using for the most part. Now, Domain Expansion Gojo is a debuffer, correct? I know that he is a support, but is his support debuffing the enemy or is his support buffing allies? I think it's debuffing. Let me pull him up on the side here just to be safe. It's debuffing because he increases the enemy's damage received, and he also can decrease the enemy's damage dealt. Even though he is an attacker, he's still like that. He's still just an insane support just for his domain itself. So what I'm thinking is, if I wanted to, I could move Yellow Nanami, right, into the front line right here and have him be a DPS instead of Gojo. Then I could keep Megumi right exactly where he is, and then put Domain Expansion Gojo in here as well. And then we could also put keep Kaito right here, just to keep us with that constant cursed energy flow. And then obviously if Kaito is dying too much, then we switch over, we pivot, we put Yaga in and see if the extra debuffs are gonna give us even that much more. But like, bro, think about a 1-2 debuff comp with another crazy DPS who is debuffing as well with another really good DPS. I feel like that shit burns, shreds, dastardly. He also decreases crit resistance to enemies. Does he boost his break damage at all? This Nanami isn't a breaker. I think I'm thinking of Yellow Mecha Maru, who is the break unit. Yeah. So this Nanami is not a breaker, but nonetheless, I don't think that break is really going to be that much of a concern with that comp that I just threw up for you. So Kaito, Domain Expansion Gojo, Megumi, Nanami could be another option for you if you do not have this Gojo and you want to pick up Domain Expansion Gojo. Obviously you want to pick up Domain Expansion Gojo, and obviously everybody might not have this Gojo right here or this Yaga right here. So that team comp that I just gave you is a much more likely thing for you to have, because Megumi and Nanami are both on standard banner, and also they are on like every banner from this point on that comes out. Kaito is a rare character that is free, and then literally Domain Expansion Gojo you should be summoning for anyway. And then literally you can throw like Yellow Nobara in your backline if you wanted to, if you really had to. I don't know how many turns you would have left over to make use of Nobara's full nail debuff and then buffing her and then dropping the ultimate and everything. But if your Nobara strong enough, bro, and you want to throw her in that back line, go for it. But guys, that is oh, we got to go over all the pages. I almost ended up the video, chat. Why'd you let me do that? Come on now. Let's go back over and just take a brief look at what pages I would give everybody. So the pages will probably be switched on Nanami and Yaga here. I always give Yaga perfect unity from top to bottom, and then I always give Nanami perfect synchronization, because Nanami's ultimate already boosts everybody's damage dealt by 23.32% for all allies for 2 turns. So then perfect synchronization just gives an additional 35% buff. So since he's already buffing everybody's attack, I go ahead and just give him that. So like he's giving a bigger buff to it. When Domain Expansion Gojo drops, I am definitely going to be just using his page that comes with him, Detainee Party. I'm not even going to say if I don't get it. I know I'm going to get it because I'm going full rotation on the banner. There's no way I'm getting Gojo and not his page at all. I know I'm getting his page. My luck is better with the pages than the characters. So we know we're gonna get Detainee Party. It is what it is. That is gonna be the page that I use with Gojo. It comes out with him. It's the most excellent page for him. If I do not have that page, I will just be using In Excellent Shape or Rest for the Adults, something that boosts your curse energy early on in the fight. Then Pride right here for Yuta is probably gonna stay there. If it were Toji, I'd use like-minded sisters. This stuff is pretty self-explanatory, guys. Yuji is gonna have like-minded sisters since Toji's not in the front. But this page is on because I'm pretty sure I was just using this team to farm the actual map event that's out right now. Actually, that's ending I think today. But regardless, it's almost daily reset as well, guys. But regardless, this team, the page setup would probably be perfect synchronization on Momo, definitely, hands down, or archery training with Nori Toshikamo, just because that page is fucking incredible. 25% damage dealt to everybody for 2 turns is always gonna hit. If you're looking for a speedier kind of like kill, I would say maybe go with non-standard on your main DPS right here if they're Jujutsu damage based. If you're going for a more of a long, slow burn type of deal, then you're definitely gonna want to use use Pride instead, because you can get a bigger damage buff if you can be a little bit more patient. But right here, Blue Ghetto, I probably would give him the 2 strongest because it does increase his curse technique upon using it, and it's for 2 turns as well, and it's only on ultimate skills, but nonetheless, it also gives him extra ultimate gauge fill rate, which just kind of helps you get that Uzumaki out just a bit faster. And since he's an attacker too, I would like to focus his damage as well. Then right here, what did I say? Jogo and like Sukuna right here. Jogo and Sukuna right here. Oh, honestly, if you're using Jogo and Sukuna right here and then Geto, yeah, you could throw in Domain Expansion Gojo in here instead of Jogo, honestly, if you wanted to. And then if we're using Domain Expansion Gojo, obviously the TD party. But whatever DPS is right here, probably just Pride. For Sukuna, I'm King of Curses. It's his page. I'm getting that shit. No matter what, hands down, that is what we're doing. We have enough to go full pity on Gojo's banner, and I'm sure by the time Sukuna's banner comes, I'll have enough to go full pity on that as well. So if I can go full pity, I have a very strong belief that I am going to either summon Sukuna before I have the pity for his page, or summon the page before I have the pity for Sukuna. Like, either way, right? So I'll have the materials that I need. But for Jogo, obviously Pride could work for Jogo. I mean, come on, he's the cover, he's the poster child for it. Come on now. And then the back line for Blue Nanami, guys, this one's gonna throw you for a little loop. I actually like to use this for Nanami characters because it gives you an even split on physical technique and curse technique. And as we said earlier, Nanami characters work on that even split of physical and curse technique. Then you can see right here, the actual boost from the page itself is 35% boost to physical and curse technique. So this is always going to be perfect for Nanami characters because they always are built that way. And also, if the health is 40% or below, only once in battle recovers 20% HP for yourself. That is obviously meant for Yuta because Yuta cannot heal himself with his reverse curse technique. But honestly, most of the time, Yuta's healing works out for other members of the team, and I usually kill the fight fast enough that Yuta doesn't end up dying, actually. And you can literally just bring a healing page if you needed to. Then for the yellow team, I'm sorry, the green team, Momo, yes, perfect synchronization is perfect for Momo. Yuji, like-minded sisters. Again, these pages are a little mixed up because I use these teams in events and everything. If you're going for a longer type of like run, I would use Pride with this Gojo. If you're going for a shorter run and you're trying to nuke as fast as possible, I would say go for non-standard on this Gojo. Like literally, that's the split. Is it a longer run? Pride. Is it a shorter run? Non-standard, more than likely. Yuji, like-minded sisters. Fushiguro. He's a debuffer. You know what? I'd probably give him archery training with Naruto Shikamo. Just to boost everybody's like damage. I know there's a page that boosts damage for green characters specifically, but I don't have it in mind right now, so I'm not 100% sure. Maybe is it Curse Spirit Beach? No, I don't think so. Maybe it's Nimble Curse User. I'm not even gonna waste the time to go and search for, or actually it's not a waste of time because you guys gotta know what page I would use with which character. So yes, let's take a moment. Okay guys, so the page that I was thinking of is Curse Spirit Beach. It is increased own, oh no, that's for his own damage increase though. It increases his own damage dealt by 85% for green type attacks for 1 turn. I thought there was one that was for green characters that boosted everybody's attack, but since I'm not seeing that, I will just leave that point because I clearly don't know what page it is right now. This man, Mahito, literally in excellent shape or rest for the adults. There's one more page that fills your cursed energy up relatively quickly. Or not cursed energy, your ultimate gauge. And I can't think of it at the moment. But again, that's just another one lost for the gallows, I guess. When I go through and do my video on like actual, characters to work on for each color, I'll probably go a little more in depth with the pages as well because each character has pages that work really well for them as well. So now let's look over at our yellow team for the pages. Kaito always has perfect synchronization on. That is my buff goat. He always keeps that shit on no matter what. This right here boosts other characters' damage by 25% if they are yellow for 3 turns. So that always stays on Yaga because he is the debuffer. He is the bulk of making things easier for my team. We have in excellent shape for Megumi because he needs to get his domain as fast as possible. And honestly, sometimes I will take out in excellent shape and give him rest for the adults because, sometimes, yes, it's a waste to use that heal at the start of your run, but at the same time, when you're later in your run and Megumi's close to dead and he's inside his domain, you can go ahead and get a heal off after the domain, just to help you out. Because if he's almost dead inside his domain, he's protected. But right after that, you kind of got to start worrying about getting his health back up at that point. This Gojo, like I said, I always use anyway. Let's have a cola. Non-standard is going to give more cursed energy output, but this one gives a lot of damage to yellow type, and I just like to use it, and I like to diversify in my stuff. If I have all the stuff maxed out, I like to use different things. I just like to make sure everything is getting used. But honestly, this Nanami, that page is for this Nanami, so I could put non-standard on this Gojo and then put Nanami with this page right here. And in the event that I switched this whole thing around and this was Nanami right here and this was Nobara right here and this was Domain Expansion Gojo right here, Domain Expansion Gojo again would have Detainee Party. This Nanami would have, again, Anyway Let's Have a Cola. Nobara would probably have Pride. She'd probably, or Pride or, because, yeah, Pride, or you know what? In Curse Sweet Battle, in Curse Spirit Sweet Battle, it's only 17 turns. So instead of Pride, by the time the bar has come out, I'm probably not able to do the whole, you know, double stack with Pride. I probably would just give her non-standard. But guys, that is my input on some of the characters that we should be working on for Curse Sweet Battle, just as a kind of preemptive strike. Just so that we are prepared beforehand, because there's no worse feeling in this game than whenever a new game mode comes out or something like that, or say a new level of a game mode or something comes out and you want to beat that new floor or that new stage or whatever, and you can't beat it because you didn't work on a character that you had for a while that you thought was ass, but they actually just had some niche type of use. So I'm just giving you these ideas so you can work on some of these characters if you do have them, and you can try to make some of these team comps work. But guys, that is it for my update on the Curse Spirit Sweet Battle teams that you can be using, or characters that you can be working on to get ready for Curse Spirit Sweet Battle. And like I said, I'll have a separate, different video talking about all of the different, just like characters in each color that are not a bad idea to work on for future contents and events. But if you guys did enjoy, you can go down below and you can hit the like button. You can also subscribe, hit the notification bell. Every single time the Dead Man drops some new content, we can hit you with that brain link so you know what's going on. And you can also comment down below and let me know what you think about these team ideas. Give me some more recommendations for characters that you would probably throw into the mix. But yeah, the Dead Man does love you guys. And again, I hope that y'all are fully prepared for this damn anniversary, because it is going to be a spectacle to behold. But you guys have an excellent, excellent day. Peace out.